going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. So a couple of updates. I haven't been trading the foreign exchange the last couple of weeks. I've been just kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for something to happen, and I think it just did. And I have a little change in my strategy and my plan here, because my whole thing was trying to come up with a strategy that works for working class individuals. So it needs to be a longer term thing. So that's what we're gonna go for. But first off, ANET in the retirement portfolio, I ended up taking profit on the two positions that I had. And I was hoping that this was going to pull back a little bit more, but it didn't, because we're in this little pattern here. It gapped up, and as soon as it did, I basically got back in where I got out. Because I got out there, got back in there. But I didn't put as much because I was way too heavy in this stock. But I got 5 shares, and I'm just going to... It just keeps going up, so I'm just going to leave 5 in there. Keep the rest of the money and look for deals like Neo, you know what I mean? I have a pending order at $5 per share for Neo. So if we can get this to drop a little bit more to $5, hell yeah, I'm all in, man. So I'm going to buy some Neo at $5, and if it goes lower, I'll buy more later. And let's see, Nvidia. Yeah, I'm thinking when this thing, we got this gap here, so I'd imagine that's going to get filled at some point, somewhere around $320. I might go for a swing trade or a bounce from that level, even if it's 3 or 4 shares. You know what I mean? Because if we come down to 320 and bounce and go up and hit like 500, even with 3 or 4 shares, you made a few $100 on that anyway, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I also added money into a Bitcoin account. It's basically the same as the Forex app. It's just a different account within the app, and now I can trade Bitcoin. As soon as the money hits the account, it's been like 5 days and the money's still not there. I don't know what's taking so long. But if the money gets there in time and Bitcoin decides to start coming down, I'm thinking 31,000 is where I might potentially buy Bitcoin and go for a bounce to the upside. But we will see if the money gets there in time before this thing rips to the downside. Not sure. And with Forex, yeah, I've been just kind of, USD CAD, I've been really wanting to get in that long term, but I was just waiting for something, the right time, and I think honestly this is it right here. So USD sold off hard Friday, sold right into support. This looks like a flag, and we broke out from it, but this could be a false break, and this comes right back up, and we go higher, and I think that's what's coming, but I don't know. But if you look at everything else, like GBP USD, looks like we got a perfect flag there. We're right into resistance. Aussie USD, right back into major resistance. You see this every time I hit it, sold off. We came right back into it, basically undoing all of this. So if you were short here, they just came and took all your asses out, and now maybe they'll drop. So we'll see. NZD, resistance. Euro USD, look at this, another perfect like pullback correction. So we will see. USD CAD though, I have a longer term target, but we gotta start zoomed out, right? So if we look at this, maybe this was a downtrend. I can't see really beyond this, but we made a low, then we made a high, then we made a higher low, then we made a higher high. So we have a 3-wave move in the opposite direction. So that is a reversal by text, right? We have a reversal there. And now we're in a consolidation, I would imagine, for a continuation. So regardless, right now we're in this running flat pattern. And we're in the middle somewhere. But we came off the bottom into a, looks like a flag. You know, this big flag here. And last week, we broke out and closed above. But this week, it sold off hard, came back down. But I think all this is we have this move up, and now we're in this ascending channel. Right, so I think USD CAD has a little bit more to go to the downside. I'm calling it right here. It's going to be this 1.36000 level on the money. Like, I swear to God, I think there's going to be a candle with a wick that just kisses that level, literally, and then flies to the upside. That is my guess. So I'm going for a buy. I'm going to throw in a small position there, just above 136. And if I get filled and it starts heading in my direction, and I'm going to scale in more on the way up. But I'm going to start with this smaller position. And what I want to do is scale into this longer term trade. And then maybe once we're in this and this is going and we're making money, consistently over the bigger picture with at least one trade that's heading in a clear path. Obviously, we're going to have good weeks and bad weeks, right? Because this week it might fly up. You know, this week we could hit this and break out of this pattern, close the week. It's like, yeah, dude, tons of profit, right? But then we start getting the pullback before the next leg. So the next week we're losing money. But, you know, I'm just going to hold through it. I'm going to hold through all of it. The pullbacks, everything. I don't give a shit. I want to get in this and let it go all the way to this double top, period. Once we get up here, then we'll look at taking profits. But I want to get a nice long-term hold, and I think that's exactly where we're headed. Minimum, possibly higher. And if we're not going higher, I would imagine that they would come up, take out, maybe have a false break, and then rip back down. At least taking all this out. So that is the target. If we can hold above this flag here, we're good. We're good to start ripping to the upside here. So that's going to be my main focus this week. It's just USD CAD, getting in this long and getting in profit. That's it. That's my only focus this week. I'm not going to look at anything else. I don't give a shit about anything else. USD CAD long, and if my Bitcoin hits my Bitcoin account, if we get a pullback to 31,000, I will have a pending order there, sitting and waiting for hopefully a bounce higher. And I'm going to start with, again, some of my account, very some. And if we get the bounce and I'm in profit, then we'll scale in afterwards. But yeah, Bitcoin, I love Bitcoin long term. The people's money, man. The people's money. So, yeah. That's the plan for this week. Let's see what happens. But I think this is going to be good. If we can get USD CAD ripping for a couple of weeks and we're in profit, and it's just going and it's doing its thing, then we'll go look for another one. You know what I mean? Another potential long-term trade that we could get into and hold it, you know, long-term, or at least semi-long-term. You know, we might be able to find something that could be at least a few months hold. But, you know, the day trading and trying to catch bounces off exact levels all the time, is very difficult. And then you notice if you had just chilled the fuck out for another day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, you know, you would have been fine. You wouldn't have had to take a loss, or you wouldn't have taken a loss at all, because price went the way you thought it was. It was just not exactly when you thought it was. But it did happen. So I think it would be easier to just kind of, just let things go for a little bit. You know what I mean? But obviously you have to time entries kinda, because, you know, you don't want to be getting in here, and then if this was to come all the way back down or something, yeah, that's not good. But I think if we could get in here, as long as it holds above this trend line here, you know, we should be fine. Even if we get a slight false break, like wicks like this back here, no need to panic, you know what I mean? But I think it's that 136 level. Possibly even take out this low here, creating a wick like back here. But 136 is it for me. I'm going for 136, and see what happens. See you later.